But he has effectively asked his clerk to go on a suicide mission from Jamaica to Hispaniola. Fearing jealousy from the rest of the crew, Mendez suggests that Columbus offers up the challenge to all the men.
The admiral called all his men together and proposed the mission to them, just as he had proposed it to me. They listened, but all were silent. I said, "My lord, I have only one life, but I will risk it in your lordship's service and for the good of all those present."
With the plan in place, Columbus sets about writing a letter to his patrons, the King and Queen of Spain. He hopes Mendez can safely deliver it. But it betrays Columbus as a man not only suffering in body, but also suffering in mind.
I came to serve your highness at the age of 28. And now my whole body is exhausted. I am ruined. Hitherto I have wept for others. Now have pity on me. Heaven and earth, weep for me. Weep for me, whoever has truth and justice.
Mendez waits until the weather conditions are perfect. Then he sets off on this heroic mission. He has recruited some Indian oarsmen and has taken enough provisions to last him just 3 days. Ahead lies 100 miles of open sea between Jamaica and Hispaniola. They will run the risk of powerful ocean currents that are amplified as they are forced between the islands. Dehydration and sharks are ever-present hazards. Mendez and his Indian crew are subjected to searing temperatures of 80 degrees Fahrenheit all day in an open boat. With no protection from the sun, one of the Indian paddlers dies from heat stroke and is thrown overboard.
During the last 2 days we neither ate nor drank, since our stores were exhausted. Thanks be to our Lord God. After 5 days I reached the island of Hispaniola. Many natives came to us, bringing plenty of things to eat, and we remained there resting for 2 days.
It seems that Mendez has reached his goal. But now he faces his toughest task, persuading the governor of Hispaniola, one of Columbus's bitterest enemies, to send help all the way to Jamaica. And across the sea in Columbus's camp, time is running out. It is 2.5 years since Christopher Columbus's fleet first set sail from Spain on their lost voyage. Now the admiral and the remnants of his crew are marooned on Jamaica. Their potential rescuer, Diego Mendez, has been gone for 6 months. He was last seen paddling over the horizon. They have no idea whether he is alive or dead. They have seen no sign of help. Mutiny is stirring.
The men realized at some point that they were not going to get rescued. They didn't feel Columbus was doing enough to get them rescued. The men are bored. The men have been through so much on this voyage. You know, you've got hurricanes, you've got shark attacks, you've got Indian attack, you've got everything. Finally, these men, they've had it, and they just really, they're trying to find something better.
2 of Columbus's captains, the brothers Francisco and Diego de Porras, decide to sow the seeds of mutiny. They encourage other crew members to question Columbus's command. They plan to give Columbus a document blaming him for the disasters of the 4th voyage. Then the mutineers intend to follow Diego Mendez and canoe from Jamaica to Hispaniola, seeking protection from Governor Ovando, who hates Columbus as much as they do.
No te arrepentirás. Tú, sin embargo, sí. Sí, vamos para allá.
With an army of men behind him, Francisco de Porras launches the mutiny. They confront Columbus and make their demands. But Columbus is too weak to put up a fight.
¡A Castilla!
¡A Castilla!
¡Marineros! ¡Ha llegado el momento! ¡A Castilla!
¡A Castilla! ¡A Castilla! ¡A Castilla! ¡A Castilla! ¡A Castilla! ¡A Castilla!
Columbus isn't strong enough to impose his authority. Deserted by half his crew, he takes to his bed. But faced with overburdened canoes and rough seas, the conspirators are unable to make the crossing to Jamaica. Twice they tried to canoe, twice they failed. The rebels hide away in the jungle and gradually destroy the friendly relations Diego Mendez so carefully nurtured with the Indians. The Porras brothers rape Indian women, steal the Indians' food, and turn the Indians against Columbus too. Tired by the constant demands of the Spanish, the Indians decide to stop Columbus's daily delivery of food. Time finally seems to have run out for the great explorer. Columbus's only hope of rescue, Diego Mendez, is over 100 miles away in the jungles of Hispaniola. He's hunting for the governor, Nicolas Ovando, hoping to persuade him to mount a rescue mission. But there is a great history of hatred between Columbus and Ovando. It was Ovando who refused Columbus a safe harbor from the hurricane earlier on the fourth voyage. Now, Ovando will snub Columbus once again.
I found Governor Ovando. He kept me with him in the jungle for 7 months.
Ovando is far too busy to help Columbus. He is fighting a brutal war with the Taino Indians.
He burned, hanged, and slaughtered 84 native leaders. He even killed the great chieftain, the Lady Nakaona.